Have you ever wondered how a brilliant data insight actually comes to life? You know, we have this image of a lone genius just crunching numbers in a dark room. But the reality? Successful data projects are a total team sport. So let's meet the essential players who really make it all happen. Okay, so if it's not just one person, then who does it take? What are the key roles you absolutely need to go from just a raw question to a real, valuable answer? That's the big question we're going to break down right here. You know, the best way to think about this is like a play or a movie. We're going to meet a whole cast of characters, and you'll see that pretty much everyone involved in a data project that actually works falls into one of three main groups. So let's get to know them. All right, first up, we have the builders. These are your technical wizards, the folks who actually construct and maintain all the core infrastructure. We're talking databases, data pipelines, the whole shebang. Without them, there's literally no data to analyze. Nothing happens. And a primary role in this group is the database administrator, or the DBA. The best way to think of them is as the keeper of the data's home. They're the ones who make sure that foundation is solid, it's secure, and it's reliable for everybody else. So what do they actually do all day? Well, their entire world revolves around stability. They manage the databases, make sure the data is always there when you need it and that it runs fast, and they handle the really critical stuff like backups. Essentially, they're the ones who make sure the lights stay on for the whole team. Ultimately, all of the DBA's work allows the business to confidently answer this one simple but absolutely crucial question. Their job isn't just technical, it's about providing a deep sense of trust and reliability in the data itself. Okay, so the foundation is built and it's solid. Now what? Well, now we need people who can actually find the way through all that data. These are the guides, the ones who navigate the landscape, find the hidden meaning, and make sure the whole project is heading in the right direction. Our first guide is the researcher. Now, you might have a data analyst who's great at exploring what is happening in the data, but a researcher, they bring a structured, almost scientific approach to understanding the deep why questions behind all the numbers. Researchers are all about rigor. They design proper studies, they validate assumptions with hard evidence, and they produce reports that are as unbiased as possible. They're the ones who make sure the insights we find aren't just lucky guesses, but are built on a truly solid foundation. And now let's talk about arguably the most important character in this entire story, the end user. This is the actual person who will have to use the dashboard or the report or whatever tool comes out of this project. This right here is the ultimate test. I mean, it doesn't matter how brilliant your model is or how beautiful your charts are. If the end user can't give a clear yes to this question, the project has failed. Their perspective is the ultimate reality check for everyone. Now, what's really interesting here is when the end user gets involved. Just look at this. Their participation is heaviest at the very beginning, during discovery, and then again at the very end. This tells you everything. A project's success completely depends on getting their input early and making sure they're happy in the end. All right, our final group is the orchestrators. So if the builders lay the foundation and the guides find the path, the orchestrators are the ones who manage the funding, the execution, and the overall direction. They are, quite literally, steering the ship. And right at the top of this group, you have the project sponsor. This is a high-level leader, someone who provides the project's vision, its funding, and crucially, the authority to actually make it all happen. Yeah, the sponsor is the project's ultimate champion. They're the one who gets the money, makes sure what you're doing aligns with the big picture business goals, and they have the power to remove those huge roadblocks that can stop a team dead in its tracks. Now, working right alongside the sponsor is the financial operations, or FinOps team. So once the sponsor secures that big pot of money, this team is the one responsible for managing the budget, tracking costs, and making sure the project stays financially healthy. The FinOps team is what keeps the project grounded in reality. They are constantly asking these critical questions. Their job is to make sure that the project doesn't just deliver amazing insights, but that it does it in a way that's financially responsible. Next up, we have the person who keeps all the gears turning, day in and day out, the project manager. These folks are the absolute masters of coordination, timelines, and communication. They're the ones making sure the project actually stays on track. And this is a perfect way to show the difference, because these two roles get confused all the time. The sponsor is all about the what and the why, the vision and the money. The project manager, they're all about the how and the when, the day-to-day execution to make that vision a reality. And of course, the orchestrators also manage the extended team. This often includes partners. We're talking about external collaborators, like vendors or consultants, who bring in specialized tools or expertise that the team might not have internally. So, as you can see, a successful project is really like a symphony. It's not about one virtuoso soloist, it's about how all the different sections, the strings, the brass, the percussion, all work together in perfect harmony. So let's do a quick recap of our three main groups. We have the builders, who lay that critical technical foundation. We had the guides, who go out and find the meaning in all the data. And finally, the orchestrators, who steer the entire project from start to finish. And that really is the most important thing to take away from all of this. Real, lasting impact from a data project doesn't come from a single star player. It comes from this seamless collaboration between this entire cast of characters, where everyone is playing their unique and absolutely essential part. So, I'll leave you with this question to chew on. When you look at the projects you're working on right now, can you identify who's playing each of these parts? And maybe the more important question is, are any of those chairs empty?